gets on here right away. If something happens, you go live, man. Waiting to see if anybody comes on. I really don't know how to use live very well. Oh, we'll hang out here until somebody shows up.
10:40 on a Sunday night. Well, it's the holiday, so that's weird.
All I need is one person that I can talk to.
We got zippers. Just getting out of camp and things making noise.
Jim, hey Jim, we are, you see my old video where I said area X20? We're about 3 miles from that camp, and I'm telling you, we have had some shit going down for a couple of nights here, and I'm going over some audio from last night, and it's, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I'm very excited. You saw a hat that made you think of me? What did it say on it? Yeah, Jim, here in Oklahoma, in LaFleur County. I mean, let me wait for a couple more people to come on. I'm going to tell you what we're getting on audio here, and it's completely reminiscent of the 400. I do believe we've got more than one juvenile working us over right now, because of what we're hearing on the audio tells us there's at least 2. I'm super stoked about what's happening here. Jim, I did not make it to Brown Springs. I was on Guy Sandy Creek north of Brown Springs for about 5 days, and then I came out here to the Kiamichis, which is on the northeast side of the state. So we're in the, me and Chris Nichols have been here since Thursday night, and we've been dodging rain here or there. I'm telling you, we have found the honey hole. We have got a honey hole spot here that we've had action almost every night, and even on this recording, this audio here that I'm going through right now, where something was in our camp, and I know there's more to come, because this is the one that's got the tree that fell and other branch breaking after we got in the tent around 2 a.m. Dude, I am stoked. I was kind of hoping Mark Roberts would get on. He's my best friend that lives in Chandler, Oklahoma, and he's always like, if anything exciting happens, I need you to go live, man. So I'm waiting on him to show up, but I can't. I'm gonna have to do a whole show on this audio, because Chris had to come back to camp to get out to pick up my log recorder, because we took off walking last night and I forgot the log recorder. So I stood up there on the trail, and when he came back to get the log recorder, there was something in camp that we're hearing now on the audio, because I had a recorder sitting on the table, but something was in camp as he's coming back, and it leaves and then comes back after he leaves the camp to go back up to meet me with the log recorder. We had some really good stuff.
Sound like it did a knock.
Yeah, we've got knocks. We had what sounds like a zipper being wait a second. Randy, here's the log recorder. We need to mass produce those. Yeah, right. But yeah, I promise you, we've got a zipper that is being moved really slowly. Amongst all the other stuff, he had a box that was moved that when we came back to camp, I thought he was just, I thought maybe he just didn't remember, but he said, I put this box over here and now the box is here. So, but we heard it on the audio from the sitting on the table. There was something here almost the whole time that we were gone, and it's really pretty exciting. I don't even know where to go with this, but we're expecting some rain tonight, a lot of rain. We really covered everything in a tarp to prepare for this, and as a matter of fact, I expected it to be raining by now. So I'm not quite sure what we can do tonight, because you put out a recorder in heavy rain for 6 or 7 hours, and then you've wasted 6 or 7 hours because you can't hear anything. So I'm really torn, but so far it sounds like these things stay fairly close proximity to wherever our camp is, because multiple times within 30 minutes of us leaving, they're showing up. So I'm gonna have to get my game cameras. I'm gonna have to get something set up with that, and get one of them put into the logs. I'm gonna have to get something go.
Yeah, last night was a whole lot quicker than 30 minutes. We went up the hill 15 to 20
Yeah, Duffy says, Mr. Duffy says they move in the rain. And I bet you that there's a lot of subterfuge. They can use subterfuge in their movements with the rain, not having to worry about, you couldn't hear their footsteps or anything like that. So, yeah, I would believe that. But I don't know how I could catch anything, since I use a lot of recorders. With heavy rains and winds, it would just be so difficult to hear anything that you couldn't say was the storm. But yeah, you're right. It provides cover like subterfuge. So, hey, Pyromedic. Clearly, our audio is showing that within 30 minutes of us leaving camp, in either direction, one of them is coming in here. And we had something specific happen in camp. We heard a break, and then within a second, we heard a break further away. That tells me there's two of them. Now, the experiences that we've had at the 400 was two sibling of a family unit. Two siblings gave us a lot of issues out there. Those are the only ones that we saw. I'm getting the feeling that that's what we're dealing with here, because of those sounds being within a matter of 1 or 2 seconds being so far apart. Tells me there's at least two, and I don't have any indications to not know why it wouldn't be younger ones. They're the ones that seem to be so risky. Yeah. Also, we got west uphill. West is uphill from us. We're kind of halfway up, from the base, and it just keeps going up. As a matter of fact, about a half a mile from us, it takes a jog about a 45-degree angle from that point up, going up to the top of the ridge. It's pretty steep right beyond our campsite. So yeah, I just had to get on here and go live because I'm super stoked. I can't wait to share this stuff, but this is gonna take a lot of work, because I want to go through the audio and explain to you guys what we were doing at the time. And man, hey Jeff, be careful out there, man. The ones that are around me aren't that nice. Yeah, I hear you. Well, speaking of not nice, Chris Nichols here bought him an electric bike so that he could tootle around like I do, silently in the dark, and he crashed and burnt twice yesterday. And I just turned around one time on the road and looked back, and he wasn't there, but he had crashed and burned, and the handlebars were stuck up his hind end, and
it was anything but silent, for sure.
Yeah. But man, I've been out way over a week now, and dude, I couldn't be happier with this location. But yeah, we'll see. It's a dead-end logging road. It's actually a dead-end four-wheeling trail. So we had to cut trees just to even get our vehicles to turn around. So so that's how, and it dead ends. So anybody that's ever come up here that's local wouldn't even use this road, because it dead ends and there's nothing you can do about it. So they wouldn't waste the time on a road that dead ends. So that's where we're at, and that's where we're camping, and it has turned out to be a honey hole so far. So as a matter of fact, they're probably out there listening to us right now, and they probably can't wait for us to leave so that they can come back into camp and see what's going on. But
they got used to us leaving every night.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to put all this together. I definitely found some Bigfoot on some dead end roads. Yeah, especially, you make an attraction out of what you're doing, and you can hear on the audio me and him way up on the trail just talking and laughing, and we're not really doing anything in particular, but we're not trying to hide, we're just doing what we do, but we're letting our equipment do the work. Yeah, man, good stuff. I've got a lot of audio to go through. maybe I should have waited until this audio was done before. Hey, Leah, thank you so much for stopping in. You're gonna have to re-listen to what we've talked about. We have had some stuff going on here that is really exciting. I usually don't get this stoked. You know, things happen very randomly, you know, in the Bigfoot world when you're out doing this kind of stuff. But it's been almost nonstop here every night, and really exciting, especially when you get into the audio and you start listening and you're like, my God, is that a zipper? Am I hearing a zipper being opened slowly? And yeah, some really, really good stuff. So, I mean, unless you guys got any questions, I really don't know what else to say. I know there's going to be a tree falling on this audio, and then a bunch of tree branches breaking after that, and then a bunch of stuff thrown into our campsite. I've still got to get to that part of this audio, but I wanted to hear the tree fall, because that's when we decided to get in the tent and let things happen. And then when another branch broke, a really heavy-duty branch broke, I said in the tent, I said, holy shit.
No more talking.
I said, no more talking, because things were really starting to amp up. But yeah, yeah, better put your hard hat on. Yeah, no doubt. I don't know. I would think that a tree falling and tree branch breaking wasn't juveniles. I don't know, but I would tend to think that that's a male. But I don't know.
We climbed their ridge prior.
All I know is what happened. We did go further up the ridge last night with my thermal camera, looking around, and maybe that was the response to stay off our ridge. I don't know. Hey, yeah, juveniles do get up in the trees and can break like the top parts of the trees off. That could have been what we heard, because it's something that broke and then hit the ground. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're gonna have to go back there and look around. I mean, we only know the direction that it happened. I can't tell you if I know exactly where it happened. Yeah. Yeah, man, I hear you, Duff. Yeah, I really haven't had this kind of action in a long time. You know, I think the 400 is where I've had this kind of consistent action night after night. So I'm really happy about this so far. Even if it stopped right now, this is going to make a hell of a video when people get to hear everything that I'm hearing right now. So yeah, this is going to be great. I did talk to a gentleman a couple of days ago down on the road who said that he had a sighting up on the west side of the Three Sticks Monument here in the Kiamichis. He said that they were trail riding, and he saw one that took off running on two legs, and he said every time he tells his friends about it, they try to convince him it was a bear, but he said it never once went down to all fours. So, but yeah, no, yeah, Leah, you are correct. I am not a YouTube live person. I don't like to go live because I get too tongue-tied without a whole lot to say. But I was excited about this. I want Mark Roberts to know that we are in the middle of some stuff going down, and I think we've got two undisciplined, at least two, that I can only go what the evidence tells me. And when I heard that break in the middle of camp, and then an immediate break afterwards outside of camp, that just tells me that there's at least two. It'd be nice if we're dealing with more, and it would really be nice if I know they're little. I don't really want to deal with the big ones. So, you know, with everything that happened out at the 400 for such a long time, all the interactions we had with the juveniles, I really hope that's what it is. And I have no reason to suspect that it's not, just in the mannerisms. But they seem to be getting a little more bolder each time they come into camp, because there's no consequences. So yeah, now I'm gonna have to break out my game cameras and put them in the logs and try to get things set up a little different here and try hard to catch something. So Pyromedic, I camped at the beginning of the Talamina Trail. Pyromedic, you did? The Talamina Trail, I just came in on Highway 1, which is on the west side of the scenic drive. I came in that way and got on 259 to head south to here. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful. You can camp in up there, the winding stair and places like that. Yeah, that's good stuff. Did you have anything happen? Anything that you can report? Beautiful views from up there. All right, where the little ones are ain't mom and pop. Yeah, you're right, Leah. Like I said, I do not want to see another big one as long as I live. Even the one that traumatized me, I was inside the safety of the cab of my truck. So if I ever saw one out on a trail, I'm still not quite sure what I'd do. I'd like to think that I'd be brave, but I would rather just see a juvenile. I could at least, even though a juvenile could probably tear you up too, if I didn't see a big one, then I might be able to have the guts to sit down and, offer my open palms and communication and, go through the process of what I'm hoping to do next if one ever allows me to get that close to them. So we'll see. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. That to them it's just their games. They got to entertain themselves somehow, and we seem to fit the bill, of entertainment. Just another camper coming through at 2 a.m. Eyes wide open for sure. Yep, you're right, Pyro. We try to stay up as late as we can, but man, come 2 or 3 o'clock, I'm looking for reasons not to do anything else, because I'm like, before we get strapped up and loaded up and headed out, before you know it, it's going to be 3:30, and I can easily convince myself at 2:30 and 3 o'clock that I'm ready for bed. But now it's even more exciting, because that seems to be when things are happening, when you can either get away from camp or get in camp, get in the tent and shut down. So I've got some audio to go over tonight. I really want to isolate the tree breaking and the tree falling and all, because I want to see if I can hear what happened before that or after that. All right, well, I appreciate you guys showing up. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and other people can just check in on this when the time comes. But I'm really having a good time out here. This has been a long time coming, so gonna have some nice YouTube videos off of this stuff. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and go now. I hope I can figure this out.